Oleksander Usyk just challenged Jake Paul to a fight, saying he's ready to end him. Yep, Usyk is joining the millions of people who are absolutely fed up with Jake Paul's loud mouth and wild mood swings. After Jake canceled his fight with Mike Tyson, he's become the target of every sensible person out there. And now, after winning a match against Tyson Fury, Usyk was looking for another big name to take down. And who can be better than Jake Paul? But the problem here is, Usyk is a heavyweight champ, and it seems like history is repeating itself, but this time, Jake isn't begging for a fight. He's running from it. Now, don't think Usyk is just some random boxer with no name and fame, because honestly, the dude is a legend. And believe me, Jake Paul is probably sweating bullets right now. I mean, what's he gonna do? Say yes to Usyk's challenge and get his face rearranged? Or say no and become the laughingstock of the internet? Either way, it's a lose-lose for him.
I'm very feel.
I am too.
And Usyk isn't some newbie who just stumbled into the ring. No, he started from the gritty streets of Simferopol. Climbing to fame for Usyk wasn't some smooth elevator ride. Nope, it was like trying to climb Everest with a backpack full of rocks. He worked his butt off, fighting through the ranks, proving himself time and time again. His career is basically a highlight reel of blood, sweat, and pure talent. Olympic gold? Undisputed cruiserweight champion? His list of achievements is longer than Jake Paul's YouTube subscriber count. Well, maybe not that long, but you get what I mean. Now, let's talk about experience versus youth. Usyk has been in the boxing game for 11 years, perfecting his skills against some of the best fighters in the world. He's faced legit champions, adding more and more to his treasure trove of experience. Then there's Jake Paul. Sure, he's got a few fights under his belt, but comparing his career to Usyk is like comparing a kiddie pool to the Atlantic Ocean. Jake's opponents were also a mix of fellow YouTubers, a retired NBA player, and a couple of actual fighters. On the other hand, Usyk has taken down legends. The gap in their experience is like night and day. Remember the whole Mike Tyson saga? Usyk saw the disaster coming from a mile away. He was one of the few who straight up told Jake, "Dude, don't do it. Tyson will eat you alive." But Jake, being Jake, didn't listen. Probably thought, "I've got this. I've fought tougher guys." Okay, don't laugh now. And as you know, Usyk's recent fight explained it all in detail. Yep, that Usyk versus Tyson Fury showdown. This wasn't just any fight. It was a clash of titans, a battle that shook the boxing world to its core. On May 18, 2024, the grand stage was set in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The atmosphere was electric, with fans on the edge of their seats, knowing they were about to witness history in the making. Usyk and Fury stepped into the ring, both carrying the weight of their respective legacies. Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, towering at 6'9", with an undefeated record that made opponents think twice before stepping into the ring with him. On the other side, Oleksander Usyk, the relentless warrior from Ukraine, standing 6'3", with a resume that screamed excellence. The tension was so thick, you could cut it with a knife. From the first bell, it was clear this fight was going to be a war of attrition. Fury, known for his unorthodox style and deceptive agility, danced around the ring, landing jabs with pinpoint precision. But Usyk, ever the tactician, wasn't there to just show up. He was there to dominate. Round after round, they exchanged blows that echoed through the arena. Usyk's combinations were sharp, his footwork impeccable, constantly moving. Never a stationary target. As the fight progressed, each round pushed both fighters to their limits. Fury's reach advantage was evident, but Usyk's relentless pressure and body shots were taking a toll. The ebb and flow of the match had the crowd roaring, each punch a testament to the fighter's endurance and skill. By the time the final bell rang, it was clear that this bout was going to be etched in the annals of boxing history. When the judges' scorecards were read, the result was a split decision. The scores, 115-113 for Usyk, 114-114, and 115-113 for Usyk. Oleksander Usyk had done it. He had defeated Tyson Fury, unifying the WBC, WBO, WBA, and IBF World Heavyweight titles. This victory was monumental, not just for Usyk, but for boxing as a whole. He had proven once again that he was a force to be reckoned with, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest fighters of his generation. With the titles firmly in his grasp, Usyk stood atop the boxing world. But for a fighter of his caliber, resting on laurels isn't an option. The aftermath of the fight saw Usyk hungry for new challenges. He wasn't content with just holding the belts. He wanted to continue proving his dominance, to take on anyone and everyone who dared to step into the ring with him. And here's where it gets juicy. Amidst the celebrations and accolades, Usyk's eyes were already scanning the horizon for his next big challenge. Enter Jake Paul, the YouTube sensation turned boxer, who had been making waves with his unorthodox rise in the sport. Usyk saw an opportunity here, not just to fight, but to make a statement. Usyk's call out to Jake Paul was as bold as it was unexpected. He looked straight into the cameras and said, "You like fighting older opponents? What about me?" Usyk wasn't just inviting Jake Paul to a fight. He was daring him to step into the ring with a true champion. The boxing world buzzed with this audacious call-out. Usyk's challenge was a masterstroke, blending the allure of a blockbuster fight with the undeniable appeal of a David versus Goliath narrative. Jake Paul, known for his brash persona and loudmouth antics, suddenly found himself in the crosshairs of one of the most feared fighters in the sport. It was a challenge that demanded a response, one that Jake couldn't ignore. As Usyk continued his post-victory celebrations, the boxing community couldn't stop talking about the potential showdown. The clash between the seasoned champion and the brash newcomer had all the makings of a blockbuster event. Usyk's challenge to Jake Paul was more than just a fight offer. It was an invitation to legitimacy, a chance for Jake to prove that he was more than just hype. Usually, Jake's quick to fire back at any provocation, spitting out insults and declarations of dominance faster than you can hit the subscribe button. So, why the radio silence now? But now, faced with Usyk's challenge, Jake's gone silent. No snarky comebacks, no Instagram rants, no YouTube videos with dramatic titles. This is a guy who loves the spotlight, yet he's suddenly shying away from it. What gives? The answer might lie in the storm brewing behind the scenes, a $350 million lawsuit from none other than Mike Tyson. Tyson isn't just any retired boxer, he's a living legend. And he's got a bone to pick with Jake. The lawsuit is for wasted promotional and sponsorship money after Jake pulled out of their highly anticipated fight. $350 million is a colossal sum, even for someone with Jake's bank balance. The financial implications are massive, threatening to drain his resources and tarnish his reputation. It's not just about the money. It's about the hit to his brand, the credibility he's built as a serious contender in the boxing world. Tyson's conditions aren't just a physical challenge, they're a psychological gauntlet. He's setting the stage for a battle that's more gladiatorial than boxing. It's designed to push Jake to his absolute limits and then some. This isn't just about winning, it's about survival. And let's face it, in a scenario like this, Tyson, even at his age, has the upper hand in terms of experience, resilience, and sheer ferocity. And when you're facing it all and mentally drained, a man like Usyk challenging you is like throwing gasoline on the fire. And do you know it wasn't just a simple challenge, but something that has undressed Jake in front of the crowd? Sergey Lapin, Usyk's coach, threw down the gauntlet with a twist, suggesting Usyk fight Jake with one hand tied behind his back. Yeah, you heard that right. One hand? Behind his back? First off, the very idea of a handicap match is something straight out of a Hollywood movie. Sergey Lapin didn't just suggest this to be nice. It's a calculated move meant to rattle Jake to his core. By proposing to fight with one hand tied, Usyk is essentially saying, even at half my capacity, I'm more than a match for you. Imagine being Jake Paul, known for his brash persona and never-ending trash talk, being told that his opponent is willing to fight with a significant handicap. It's like Usyk is saying, you're so beneath me I don't even need both hands to beat you. The psychological impact of this challenge is immense. It's a direct hit to Jake's pride, his ego, and his entire boxing persona. But honestly, tell me, can Jake even fight against Usyk single-hand? Well, I guess he should pay the fine first. Then we'll talk about that later. And hey, don't forget to subscribe and like. That's my oxygen.